Welcome to Gorgeous Gardens of Utah, everyone. We'll be continuing on the garden tour now. This video will focus on the years 2008 and 2009. At the end of the last video, you saw the experiment to grow hydroponic tomatoes. Well, that failed to yield any fruits, just made a bunch of leafy plants. I returned to Wasatch in March of that year, and around May purchased a few more shrubs. I used the Fertilome high nitrogen fertilizer the first half of the year, then moved to the high phosphorus fertilizer the last half of the year, as is evidenced by the abundance of flowers. These pictures were taken at the end of their first season in my park strip. Bluebeard. The Latin name for this is Caryopteris clandonensis, and it is a shrub in the mint family with silvery green foliage that smells slightly like eucalyptus when crushed. It contains light to dark blue flowers that bloom all during the summer. I liked to call this plant the bee narcotic, since it attracts bees like crazy, but they never seem to leave, and when they do, they seem to fly off as if they're drunk. This one is a lead plant, or false indigo bush. The Latin name is Amorpha canescens. It has silvery green foliage and spiky purple and orange flowers that come out in the fall. It's called lead plant because people once believed its presence indicated that there was lead in the soil. It's called false indigo bush because its leaves look like the indigofera bush that is used to dye fabrics. This one is one I called a tooth-leaved Russian sage. It has silvery green foliage and lavender-colored flowers in the summer. Its Latin name is Perovskia atriplicifolia. It's not an actual member of the sage family, though. I purchased another Russian sage as well, this one with spear-shaped leaves. I don't have a picture of it, but I will in future videos. You can probably tell what this one is. Yep. This one is a spearmint. Its Latin name is Mentha spicata. This one spreads mostly by seeds and underground stems. This specific one was growing wild in the wetter areas at the back of Wasatch. I bagged some up and planted it directly in the park strip, and as you can see, it is flourishing. This one is called weeping lovegrass. Its Latin name is Eragrostis curvula. I acquired the roots from a neighbor who was cutting their plant back. The roots were 3 years old. That's how it got so large in just one season in the park strip. And last, for 2008, we have the Fernbush that I purchased at the end of the season, sometime around August. This one has hairy, sticky leaves and is an evergreen shrub. This one's Latin name is Chamaebatiaria millefolium. During 2009, I experimented with a group of plants called Amaranthus. Here are some plants in that family. Golden giant. Love lies bleeding. Pygmy torch. Red spike. This one without flowers yet. And my favorite one, tricolor or Joseph's coat. Aside from the Amaranthus, you can see my favorite, the African motherwort. I also purchased some more shrubs. Dwarf boxwood, Latin name Buxus sempervirens. A runner bamboo one of my coworkers gave me. A broom hybrid cultivar named Lena. The Latin family name of brooms is Cytisus. Catmint, not catnip, catmint, in the Nepeta family of the mint plants. The pink-flowered succulent Iceplant. Latin name is Delosperma cooperi. I also started growing some tomatoes in buckets that I then sunk into the ground. This worked pretty well, and I was able to take most of them to work. And some banana peppers that I also took to Blimpie. I also experimented with watermelon as a ground cover. And then the ones that were planted in 2008. The Fernbush and Russian sage. After the season ended, I set up a seeding area in the garage and started planting some of the seeds I'd acquired throughout the years, such as Kenaf, Gotu, white African motherwort, Caryopteris, moss rose or portulaca, more watermelons, more motherworts, and rosemary. Most of these died or failed to sprout, but some came up.
That's it for 2009. This is Stanman. Thank you for watching.